Hello and welcome to the Stress Mastery Podcast. I am your host, Peggy Romero. I thank you for tuning in today, and I hope that this episode will give you good information to ponder. So this week on the podcast, we've been talking about harmony. And Bill found one definition, which was a consistent, orderly, or pleasing arrangement of parts. These parts, for our purpose, the purpose of stress mastery, are the 5 life categories: career, finance, health, relationships, and personal spiritual development. So to have peace, we need congruency, balance, harmony in our lives. I found another definition for harmony, which of course is very similar. An agreement of ideas, feelings, or actions, or a pleasing combination of different parts. Oh my gosh, it's the same thing, but this definition hit home for me. So I'm an idea person. I'm very sensitive, I'll call that feeling. And I'm a person who is willing to take action. So maybe it's just the words, but for some reason I really like the definition. We can't have harmony in our lives, our hearts, if we sit still and just watch life go by. How can we possibly? How can we ever have harmony if we're not living life to the fullest? So I know for sure that I'm much more peaceful now than I ever have been. I think it's because I have more harmony. And I think I have more harmony because I have more awareness. I see things much more clearly now. You can't become the person that you've always wanted to be if you don't take action. And to find peace and harmony, we have to have a balanced life. So let's talk about the 5 life categories. So career. Think about the career you're in and the career that you'd like to be in. Because how are you ever going to be happy if you hate your job? How will you be happy at home, happy with your money, happy with your relationships, happy with your growth, happy with any of it if you spend 1/3 of your life someplace that you really don't want to be? So I understand that lots of the times you have a job that isn't your dream job, but you're able to make the most of it and find some happiness in it. I mean, for me, I can be happy just about anywhere for a while, but I do have to have a plan to get out of there. So if you can be happy with your job or your life as it is while you're working towards something else, that's really good. Work towards something new, something else, something better, right? So I get it. We have kids, we have bills to pay, we have mouths to feed, and I don't ever suggest throwing caution to the wind, but you need to have something to look forward to. So I'm just encouraging you not to stay stuck, especially if it's just because of fear. Because remember, that's just the comfort zone. That's just your ego telling you all the reasons why you will never be able to do anything better. But you actually will, if you set the intention to do better, you will. So don't let fear stop you from being your best. That's all I'm saying. If you have a twinkle, an idea, a spark of desire, that is your calling. So don't ignore it. Because otherwise you'll always feel like you're missing something. And that's because you are. Okay, so finance. I'm eternally grateful for opportunity. And I'm even more grateful that God gave me the guts to pursue the opportunities that I've had. Big kahunas, I think they call it. And I don't mind hard work either. So it seems like I've always been willing to take a risk. Maybe it's because I started listening to Bob Dylan songs when I was young. One of my favorite songs, Like a Rolling Stone. In the lyrics it says, when you ain't got nothing, you ain't got nothing to lose. And boy, I started with nothing. So what did I really have to lose? I bought my first house in my mid-20s. I had no money. It just looked like a crappy house that needed work. And I had plenty of energy, so I went for it. Because I knew if I polished her up, it would be worth more than I had into it. I just knew it. Risk and reward, calculated risk. Very often they'll pay off for you. And I've bet on Peggy Romero several times and won. So, of course, now that I'm getting older, I do look at things differently. I have to. I've always worked for myself. I've never once had a job that had company benefits and retirement. So I have to make sure that I make the right moves now, because I have to take care of myself the rest of my life. If you follow me on social media, you know how I feel about finance. I'm always talking about budgeting and making financial goals and making sure that you have emergency funds all the time. And it doesn't matter what stage of life you're in. Now is the time to do it. We need plans for our resources. So hear this. You get to tell your money where to go. Make a budget you can live with and stick to it. It will make your life so much more peaceful and easier. Harmony. So I have adult kids, And I've seen them go from, not making money, like getting their money from me for doing jobs here and there, to starting out, their minimum wage jobs when they were teenagers, to getting jobs out of high school and college, to getting better jobs and careers that pay well. So they've gone from renting apartments or, having roommates to owning their own homes, from overspending and barely making ends meet to understanding how to live with a plan, a budget. And so I have gratefully and completely enjoyed having the opportunity to watch them grow into responsible adults with their finances. And you could do it too. You guys, I get it. There's so many things dangling in front of you. Believe me, I see them too. I know it's hard, but it's so worth it. And I made this up today. You can't have a balance and harmony in your life without having a balanced checkbook. So, okay, health. I wish I had $1 for every time I promised myself, today is the day. A quarter for every workout I've skipped or a walk that I didn't go on. Oh my gosh, I'd be rich. This has been a hard category for me to shift. When I was younger, I was always so active. I never had a thing to worry about. I looked and felt great every day of my life until I didn't. So in my 40s, I changed careers. I used to be running around all the time. I was a hairdresser, standing on my feet, working on houses, flipping houses. Well, I slowed down and I sat at a desk. So everything changed. But what didn't change is the way I ate. As a matter of fact, I have to say I worked so many hours that I got lazy with my food choices. I wasn't always cooking a well-balanced meal. I ate lunch out all the time, had late dinners, ordered pizza for dinner way too often. I'm not sure if it's true for everyone, but I'll tell you it's true for me. The more junk I eat, the more junk I crave. And it's still true to this day. So when I was a kid growing up and when I was a mom feeding my family, I cooked. I cooked from scratch. I wasn't on any certain diet ever. I was just a regular old scratch cook. I wasn't into no carbs or anything like that. We just ate balanced meals. We always ate meat and vegetables all the time, and then we'd have a little potatoes on the side. And no one was ever overweight. None of my brothers and sisters, not my parents, not me, not my husband, not my kids, not my grandkids, none of us. So finding the right diet suddenly, and especially having to stick to the diet, I'm going to be honest, it's been challenging for me. So when I quit smoking, which has been like 18 years now, I used food for a crutch, unfortunately. So I remember realizing it and accepting this new behavior as okay, because after all, it was only temporary. I actually recall telling myself, okay, you're not addicted to food, so you'll deal with this later. Okay, is it later yet, Peggy? I mean, come on. I'm sure it finally is. The reason that I'm saying that is because although I haven't stuck for the full year of my plan, I have stuck to it for many months at a time, and I feel good when I do. When I first started Stress Mastery, you guys, oh my gosh, my body hurt so bad. And let me just tell you, my right knee, I could barely walk at the end of the day. I couldn't bend all the way down or just squat down and pick something up because my right knee hurt so bad. I had trigger finger every morning. So when I got up in the morning, I would have to go in the kitchen while my coffee was brewing and run hot water on it. I still remember massaging the knuckle just to get it unstuck and get it moving for the day. My fingers and wrists on both hands hurt so bad. I was actually scheduled for carpal tunnel surgery. I needed surgery on both hands. My right shoulder had bursitis and it hurt, ached. And I had to lay a certain way on a certain pillow every night just to get through the night. My right arm used to go numb constantly throughout the day. Just all of a sudden, it would just go numb. And then I had pins and needles randomly. So, you guys, I was a wreck. I hurt so bad every single day. So, Bill says, well, quit eating junk food. He put me in a window. Didn't know yet what diet I needed. But all I did was quit eating processed and crappy, junky carbs. And all of that went away. All of it, gone. It's never came back. And I feel so good. So what am I saying? I'm saying start where you're at and don't ever give up on yourself. If you take care of your body, you will feel good, but you got to start. I guess I'm just stubborn. I've been slow to create the skill of the exact diet and the right exercise every single day of my life. But I know for sure I will never go back to the way I was. I can see what the answer is plain, as the nose on my face. I don't enjoy pain, and I know what I need to do to feel good. So when I fall off track, I get back up and I get back to it. Eating right and exercising works for me. And remember, the body supports the mind. And we all want our body and mind to live in harmony. So here's the thing. When I get off course for a while, my true self, me, gets completely confused and out of sorts. She cannot figure out what the heck I'm doing. So I, the real me, don't feel right physically and emotionally. So it makes me get back on track. I can't stand the conflict. I like harmony. So Bill's plan is awesome anyways, because one cheat day a week works. It works really well because you never actually have to deprive yourself of anything. If you really want something, just make a plan to eat it on your cheat day. So I hear people saying all the time, oh, I worked all day, I deserve a beer, or I deserve a treat or some pizza. How about if we choose to say, I worked all day and I feel so good. I deserve to make sure I feel this good tomorrow too. Right? I mean, might as well. And if you don't know your correct diet yet, put yourself in an 8-hour window and drink a gallon of water a day. I know a gallon seems like a lot, so if it's too much for you today, it's okay, don't worry. Start where you're at and just add more each day till you get there. And you can go on the website or into the community and you can get the wellness survey and figure out what the right diet is for you. And remember, guys, just start where you're at. This isn't a race. This is figuring out how to live your best life. So what you need to do for optimal health is going to come to you step by step. It's a process. Okay, so relationships. This is crazy for me because I love people so much that I find it hard that this is such a hard category. Hard to believe that this is a hard category for me. I've been called a bull in a china shop so many times. I'm demanding, I'm pushing, I'm hard. But I'm also generous, loving, kind, funny, and loyal. I'm actually a wonderful person. So I'm working on balance. This is something that I haven't thought about lately. I want to be soft and gentle. And I honestly don't know how. So my daughter Kimberly told me earlier this week, Mom, you've tough loved me enough. Now I just need you to love me gently. Okay, well, the fact that I don't know how not only makes me take a step back and ask myself, what the hell? How do I do that? It gives me something to work on every day, though. See, balance, harmony, tough love, gentle love. I'll get there, guys. Okay, so here's another thing. I have a friend, Cindy. This is about relationships and balance. I have a friend, Cindy, and she's always sick. There's always something wrong with her, at least once a month. It's always something different, too, and it drives me nuts. So currently, she has these lumps, lipomas, and she needs to get a biopsy. So when she calls the number that the doctor gave her, she's like number 740 in line. 628, 822. I mean, it's crazy. So she's been telling me this same baloney for weeks. I mean, did you get your appointment yet? No. Did you get your appointment yet? No. She always gives up. She hangs up instead of waiting for her turn. Well, I can't say that I blame her. I mean, I wouldn't want to hold on for 700 people either. Of course, I'd get up at the crack of dawn until I got to be number 1 or 10 or something. But so the other day I call her, hey, Cindy, did you ever get your appointment yet? No, and now my follow-up with the doctor's next week, and I won't even have the biopsy yet. So I'm going there for her to look at the results of the biopsy, so I might as well cancel my appointment. Okay, well, this is frustrating for me. Vitality purpose, remember, this is stagnation beyond belief because this has been going on, I don't know, three or 4 weeks or a month. I can't handle it anymore. Cindy, can I please take this stuff over for you? Please. How long do you plan on sitting here with the same problem before you come to a solution? Well, Peggy, I don't know what the solution is. What is it? Well, Cindy, I don't know yet, but let's see. You get out your insurance card, and I'm going to call my doctor's office. So this is the surgical oncologist that I went to last summer. Okay. Hi, my name's Peggy. I'm on the phone with my friend Cindy. She has 3 lipomas. One of them's very large. She's been seeing this Dr. Chin. Can you tell me, do you accept her insurance? So Cindy gives them the information. The nurse asks, yeah, we accept that. Do you already have the MRIs and the CAT scans? Yeah, my doctor has them. Okay, well, let me contact your doctor and see if we can get the images, and then I'll show them to Dr. Babaki and I'll call you back. Hopefully I'll call you back today or tomorrow. Boom. The nurse calls her back that day, you guys. Same day. And now Cindy has an appointment for next Wednesday. And Dr. Babaki does her own biopsies. There you go. Conflict resolution. So Cindy says, wow, Peg, thanks. I could have never done that without you. Thanks for pushing me. You are pushy as hell, but you sure do get results. And yeah, that's me. So I do believe I was loving and kind, and probably a little less like a bull while I was getting these results. But the thing is, not everyone wants or needs to be pushed. So, okay, for the sake of my relationships, I will learn to be more gentle. I've been working hard and forcing my way through life for so long that I know it will be challenging, but I'll figure it out with lots of awareness, and I know I can do it. And I know that you can do whatever you need to do in all of these categories too, right? Balance, harmony. Okay, so personal and spiritual development. Like I said about my own diet, when I'm not being true to myself, your true self is going to keep tugging at your heart as if it's trying to get you to go in the right direction. I'm sure it's because it is. Growing never stops. Personal development never stops. Why would you ever want to stop growing? There isn't a finish line to becoming the very best person you can be, right? There is no place that you can be that wouldn't be better if you were even more connected to God, more connected to the universe, more connected to human beings. For that reason, there is no finish line. Set your goals, set your target, and remember, aim high. I like what Bill said about putting your light up on the mountain, and then that gives you some place to work for. So we're going for peace, joy, and love, right? That is harmony. We can all live in harmony if we make the choice to do so. And things that are worth having don't always come fast, and they probably won't come easy. But don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on your plans. Don't give up on your ideas. Step by step, day by day, you'll grow. You'll find peace if that's what your heart's desire is. Remember, you can't fail if you don't quit. If you need help with any of this, you can contact Bill, or you can contact me at PeggyRomero.com. I would love to help you with any of these things. So now here's something that you can never forget, guys. Awareness is the key. We all need awareness. It's beyond important to realize this one thing. You will never find peace looking through the eyes of the ego. It is absolutely impossible. So I'm going to close the podcast today with this idea. I was thinking about this morning during my Green Focus Power Hour. So you're looking at life like it's a movie. Well, since I was just talking about Bob Dylan, I'm going to change the scenario. You're at a concert. You can see clearly and vividly, beautiful, vibrant, fun, perfect sound, wonderful acoustics. Everything looks great. Bob's in full view. You can see his fingers strumming the strings as you sing along to your favorite songs. When all of a sudden, some fathead and all of his friends come and get right in front of you. They're standing and have no intention of ever sitting down. What a jerk. Now I can't see. He's way taller than me, and him and his friends are just bopping around everywhere. They can't sit still, and I can't see around them. They're ruining the whole freaking show for me. See, that's how the ego does it. We see life perfectly because it is perfect. Full color and beautiful, loving, peaceful, harmonious. And then we allow the ego and those boulders to come in and skew our view and ruin the whole dang show. But here's the thing. If you're aware of what's happening, if you can see it as it really is instead of being blinded by it, then you'll find that there are many ways around the boulder. Many ways to live in harmony. Maybe it's as simple as asking the big tall guy if he'll change seats with you. That's it for today's show. Our mission here is to create a shift in the planet. You can join us on that mission by simply like, share, and subscribe. And the links are right below the show notes. I think David has his competition today, so good luck, David. I hope you win. As always, until next time, stay inspired.